Since my first forays into 40k, I've always loved the Stormtroopers of the Imperial Guard. The idea of elite, well-equipped soldiers who are average Joes like you and me and not roided out Ubermenschen has a certain appeal in the wild world of 40k, and I'd always wanted to add some to my Imperial Guard army, the Valhallan 32nd Rifles. When the plastic kits came out back in 2014, I knew I had to pick some up. After reading the Militarum Tempestus Codex, I found a formation in there that really appealed to me, the Ground Assault Formation. It required 3 squads of Stormtroopers, now the copyright-friendly Tempestus Scions, a command squad, 4 Taurox Primes, and a Commissar. It had some cool rules, and I really liked the idea of adding fast-moving elite units to my typically slow and infantry-heavy Imperial Guard army. While I love running that horde, elite armies are still the ones that appeal to me the most, and this would let me build up a separate force that I could still use with my Valhallans while it grew. These models got a lot of flack when they came out, and I chalk that up mostly to the baby blue paint scheme that the Heavy Metal team painted. My first challenge was overcoming that and making my own paint scheme that would both tie in with my Valhallans and their Red Army feel while still being distinctive and appealing. I went for a middle ground approach, painting the fabric, weapons, and vehicles in the same way as I painted my regular guardsmen, but giving them stark white body armor and bright blue lenses to really make them stand out. This gave them the wintry feel that I was looking for, and I was actually able to paint all that white without too much of a headache either. My favorite model in the whole army is the Commissar. I got the plastic one, and while I liked the model, it didn't quite look right with the rest of my army, who were all wearing carapace armor and face masks. I swapped out the poofy pants for a pair of the more bulky and armored legs from the Scions kit, and with some careful knife and green stuff work, I gave him a head to match. He's kind of the tax you have to pay to take the formation, but I love the model that I made. There aren't a lot of units to really choose from here, but my next favorite would have to be a stock Tempestus Scion squad and their Taurox. Fast, hard-hitting, and occasionally durable, they're a dependable unit that can take on just about anything, provided it's outside of assault range. These models are also what drew me to the army, with the Taurox's rugged nature really appealing to me, and the ornate armor of the infantry being so classically 40k. I've had good luck with this army and the formation they're built around. The Ground Assault Formation gives the squads pinning and twin-link shooting whenever they get out of their vehicles, and makes for a deadly volley every time they disembark. Ideally, they drive up in their fast Tauroxes, which put out a pretty punishing amount of fire on their own, and then jump out, nuke whatever unit happens to be in the way, jump back in the truck, and drive off to do it again. There's enough redundancy to ensure that even if one of these fairly fragile vehicles gets blown up, the other 3 in their cargo will still be able to do some damage. That nature makes me think of them kind of as the Imperial equivalent to Dark Eldar, but with more durability and a little less speed. They're a real glass cannon force, and with their relatively small numbers, low armor values, and low toughness, they can dissolve pretty quickly. The whole formation clocks in at under 1400 points though, so I typically take it with either a small Imperial Guard firebase or as part of a larger Guard army. On the rare occasion I get to field the full formation in a full-size Guard army, they're a fantastic hammer to the Guard's anvil, and it can make for an army that really feels like the combined arms forces you read about in the books. I can say with confidence that this army is done. That's not something people in this hobby get to say often. Because I collected this specifically to fit the Ground Assault Formation in the Militarum Tempestus book, I don't need to add another model to the force. I've been tempted to do a second force in Valkyries for that formation, but I've painted enough of these guys. This army still sees a lot of play, either in full or in part, supporting my Valhallan Imperial Guard. It's compact enough to fit in one KR case, so I can take it alongside pretty much anything, and that versatility guarantees it'll see the tabletop pretty often. I can't see myself shelving this army anytime soon, and you can bet I'll still be calling them Stormtroopers as long as I'm playing. Thanks for watching this overview of my Stormtrooper force. I'd love to hear how you guys are doing playing as or against the Militarum Tempestus or Tempestus Scions. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you like this video, please subscribe. Follow me on social media to watch my armies grow, and I'll see y'all next time.